Okay, so we're going to continue working on figuring out how to find the line of best fit with Desmos. So yesterday we were working on using just the calculator. Today we're going to focus more on the Desmos part. I know we did a little bit yesterday, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this will help you be less confused. So we're going to start with number 5 from the paper from yesterday, so please make sure you have that out. And the problem says the data in the table on the left shows sales for a certain department store in billions of dollars. So we're going to find the line of best fit. Remember from yesterday, we actually were working with the years. Remember, we changed those to reflect that it's years from the very first one. So this one is actually going to be year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we're not going to use 1994, 5, 6. We're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to flip over to Desmos. And in Desmos, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in my table. Remember, to get to the table, it's this plus button here, and then this table here. That'll make my table. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in my data. Okay, and then I'm going to hop over to my Y values and type in exactly what I see in front of me. Okay, and then I'm just going to double check to make sure everything looks like it's supposed to, and it looks like I typed everything in correctly, so I'm good to go. So what I'm going to do now is I can press this little button here, it says zoom fit. If I click on that, it'll take me right to where my points are. So now I can use this in order to figure out our line of best fit. Remember, I'm going to go ahead and press down here to the next spot, and the equation for this, which is something you should write down, is y1, the little squiggle line, mx1 plus b. Okay, so that made my line of best fit. And the information that I need to look at is under parameters. My m here is my slope. My b is my y-intercept. So on my paper, I'm going to go ahead and write in y equals, my slope was 16.46 around to. My y-intercept is 217.52. We'll round that to. So y equals 16.46x plus 217.52. Right? So after that, the part to get the estimate for the store sales in 2018, I need to do 2018 minus my initial year of 1994 to get how many years it has been. Okay, so that's 24 years later. So in my equation, my years were my x's, so I'm going to put y equals 16.46 times 24, because it's 24 years later, plus 217.52. And I can go ahead and just type this in and solve it in my calculator, or I can flip over to Desmos, and I'm going to go ahead and type that into Desmos. So it was y equals 16.46x plus 217.52. So to get this to look as a table, I'm going to click on my wheel, edit list, press this table button, and now I have a table. So I can type in my x value of 24, and my answer is 612.56. So I can either do that all myself, or I can just have Desmos do it. It's up to you. And that's a dollar amount. Okay, so $612.56 billion. So we're going to do the same thing for the next two. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Don't forget, you can pause this at any time to copy down things that you need to copy down. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and type in my values here. Since this is talking about weight, I do not need to change the points like I did before. Okay, and actually, I'm going to leave this right here because this will automatically change when I change my data. Okay, so I'm going to clear that. And then I'm going to do a new table, so press the plus table. And if they say y2 like mine do, make sure that you're changing them to be back to the ones. If it says y2 and x2, it's not going to work with the equation that we have. And then I can press my little zoom to get to where it's at. And you can see it has already made my equation for me. So my equation is y equals 0.14x minus 0.25 based on the numbers that I got there. All right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to go ahead and figure out what the weight is for a BMI of 25. Okay, BMI is your y. So I'm putting 25 in here. And if you solved this correctly, you should have gotten 180.36 pounds. Okay, same idea for the last one, but this time they give us a graph. So what you need to do is you need to put these into ordered pairs and then go ahead and input the information. So go ahead and try that, get your answers, and compare in a minute. All right, so by now you should have an answer. Compare your answer with what I've got here. Okay, so that's about 37 years. So 37 years past our starting year. Is in the year 2027.